Fellows, it's December 6th, which is, I don't know if you know this, but it's St. Nicholas Day, right? And which is St. Nicholas is where we get Santa Claus from, right? So if you come to Man Mondays tomorrow, you're going to hear, I'm going to share a little bit about a tradition that we have at the Dollhouse on December 6th. We celebrate Santa Claus. And but not Santa Claus like what we see him in as today, like if you watch the movie Elf, but Santa Claus like he was, like who he was, and what it was like back in Turkey, and some of the traditions that we do today because of who he was. And I would encourage you guys in this Advent season, again, Advent, the Christmas season, is a time of hope and preparation, where we cling to the hope that we have in Christ, in his birth, and we prepare for his coming. And when as we look at Christmas, that we're preparing our hearts for what Christmas really means. So happy Santa Claus Day. And what we would do in the Dollhouse is we would talk about that with the kids, and then we would eat things like gingerbread cookies, and we would talk about stockings and gold coins, and those are things that come from Santa Claus's or St. Nicholas's time. But then we would talk about his heart, why he did what he did, right? And I think that's what's missed a lot. He would do things in secret because he didn't want people to know who was doing it, and he would always give to those who were less fortunate than himself. Right? He gave to the poor, he gave to the widows, gave to the orphans. But the idea of giving, and giving in a way where it's not like, hey, look at me. I mean, those are things, those are special things, and I would encourage you guys this Christmas season to embrace that. And I believe that is what makes us happy. That's where happiness stems from, is the idea of doing things for other people. So I just want to challenge you guys with that here in the next couple of weeks. But what I want to talk to you about tonight, and what I want to challenge you with this weekend, is I want to continue with our idea of discipline. And I was real pleased with you guys last week, and how you approached those practices, how you approached the duel on Thursday. I've had a lot of good feedback from you guys as far as using that time wisely. Hopefully you guys have been real intentional with recovering and getting your bodies healthy and focusing on your academics, because those are the reason that we did what we did this year, where we're not competing after Thanksgiving, was to give you a chance to address some of those areas that you struggled with, some of those, help get you to a position where you can finish this semester strong academically, and then mentally allow you to enjoy the season a little bit more and in a little bit different ways. I'm also hoping that you see all these guys wrestling in these other tournaments, NAIA guys, and that you are getting a little hungry, getting a little bit more excited about coming back after Christmas and competing. But I want to talk to you about the idea of discipline. And if you guys read about in Hebrews 12, the author of Hebrews, whom some people think is Paul, but the author of Hebrews talks about discipline, and discipline that a father gives to a child. Right? So when you read chapter 12, and you read this section in chapter 12 that I'm going to kind of quote out of, it's about the discipline that a father gives to his kid, and he does that because he loves him. All right, and hopefully you guys were able to be blessed to have parents who disciplined you, and at the time it wasn't you didn't like it, but as you look back in life, and as an adult, as a young man, you can look back and say, I understand why they did what they did, and because they did what they did, I've learned this. I've learned how to live. I've learned how to treat people. I've learned how to do these types of things. But I want to, so we talked about self-discipline. We talked about last week in 2 Timothy, Paul writes, that we've been given the spirit of discipline, the spirit of love and power and self-discipline, self-control. All right. So we got one more week of, this is dead week, and then we have finals. And discipline is going to be huge. You're going to be left with a lot of extra time maybe, or you're going to be faced with this, I could do this or I could study. And that this is going to look very tempting, right? But I want to challenge you with this. In Hebrews 12, chapter 11, the author writes, all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. A lot of times we think of discipline as something that it's a negative thing, right? That it's keeping me from doing what I want to do. It sucks the joy and the fun out of life, right? So all discipline for the moment seems not to be joyful, but sorrowful. Yet, to those who have been trained by it, afterwards it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. So there is a reward for discipline. And it doesn't happen maybe tomorrow. It doesn't happen Wednesday. It may not happen until December 23rd when the grades come out, okay? But one of the things we always strive to teach you guys, is stress to you guys, is this idea of expecting a greater reward. What we do today, what we do in wrestling today, I'm not going to see dividends for that till maybe March. Maybe for some of you, it's not till next November, okay? Does that make the discipline less attractive? Does it make it less important? No, heavens no. And we're told that again in this verse. Yet afterwards it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. The discipline you guys practice this week, right? The discipline to get your studies done, to stay on a good sleep routine, to eat well, to try to eat as clean as possible, even though you don't have to weigh in. That discipline, when I live within that discipline, it provides, it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. There is a gift, there is a benefit to that. So the challenge this week is to remain disciplined. And I understand that in the moment, discipline doesn't seem kind of fun. I'd rather be doing this. I'd rather be playing this. I'd rather be watching this. But discipline tells me, listen, I can do that later. I need to focus on this now. So practice discipline. Be grateful. Practice the act of like a random acts of kindness. Be others-minded this week. And work on finishing strong, right? Finish strong. You live right today. You live right tomorrow. You live right on Tuesday, so on and so forth. You may not see the benefit of that right away, but it is beneficial, all right? So that's my encouragement to you guys. Push hard the next 2 weeks. On December 18th, take a big, deep breath. Go get an ice cream sundae and celebrate a semester under the belt, right? That you have finished. You have one semester under the, one semester done. All right, I'm proud of you guys. Each of you is special, and you are treasured here. I pray that you feel that. Have a blessed night and a blessed week. All right, I'm out. Bye.